Hello, this is part of a project I'm participating in on tone bass violin. We had the week of Bach. It was like all the tone bass violin projects organized by Daniel Korganov. And last Monday, Tuesday, we had a really fascinating workshop with Max Bailey, who taught us how to make our Bach playing swing and dance. And there was a third one, I don't exactly remember, perhaps sing, I don't know. Anyway, swing and dance were the most attractive words. And our homework now for the last week of the project is to look at one movement and find out what the harmonies are, and let that inform how we create the shapes of this piece. So I've selected the last movement, the very last movement of the cycle of the 3 partitas and 3 sonatas. It's the E major gigue. And I've always kind of been fascinated by this piece because it is so deceptively simple. It's also like the concluding piece of this big circle of works, and there is a little bit more behind that than it just being short and light and simple. For me, the way I feel this piece, or I felt this piece, always was a little bit like a marble or some kind of ball running around in a labyrinth, in a 3-dimensional labyrinth, and sometimes it is kind of, the marble is kind of falling down a slope and coming up on the other end, and sometimes it's like, I don't know, tripping down some steps, and also perhaps these steps, they have like some special kind of springy material, so the marble will actually like bounce up and then fall down again, so it will gain some kind of energy when going down. And it is these different phases of the marble running around in the labyrinth, they have very specific timings also. So some parts feel slower, some parts feel faster, and there is a little bit of irregularity in it, and it feels like just this intricate, I don't know, jewel of a piece that has like such perfection, because all these parts fit together so well. Okay, and this feeling was kind of confirmed and maybe also made like more precise. There was some kind of more of a substance to that, or some better reasoning than just a feeling, by looking at the harmony. And when I post the video, I will put my sheet music with my markings as the still image. So if you want to follow along, then that would be my ideas how to see this. Then a word of warning: I'm doing this on my Baroque violin, and with the Baroque bow, with the proper Baroque setup, and that means that I'm playing on gut strings that are tuned half a note lower than normal. So my A is 415 rather than 440. Okay, so with that, I think, I don't know how I want to do this actually. I will maybe play through it and and talk interchangeably. So it starts with this falling E major chord, and I think that this means like going from louder to softer, and then it builds again with an E major scale, which should be a crescendo, and then in the second measure we arrive at something special. So let me just see if I can play the first beginning. Oh, maybe. Okay, so that is the first 4 measures, and that's really E major scale and the arpeggio. But then it has this thing, and that means the measure starts on a D sharp, and therefore I think it's not really continuing in E major, it's like H major or B major, as you say in the American system. And then we have a B major scale also. So the harmonies would be then it goes back to E major. And what is interesting about this B major is also like it also has the A, so that's B7th chord, and I think the 7th notes, they are really like placed somewhere where they are like, they feel like turning points or resting points. So there we have them in the middle of measures 2 and 3. So I think, I mean, with this idea of a marble, we have like, it swings, the da-dum-dum, and then it drops again, goes to the A, and then from there on it's actually like a pickup in E major already. So these 3 notes I see as being in E major again. So for example, for dynamics or the level of energy, it could mean that we have like, oh, that's not, So for these resting points, I think it would be nice to have like just a little bit of starting softly, like a messa di voce, starting softly, increasing and then decreasing again. And so I'm kind of practicing how to bring that out. It's not so easy, but then also in this E major part it could also have this particular, the last one as a resting point. Okay, and then it goes on quite harmlessly, I think. There's a pickup in E major and it continues in E major. It goes then to A major. And this is D, C sharp. It kind of leads into A major by giving like not exactly the leading tone, but it's like the 4-3 in A major, D, C sharp. And that's repeated, and there's actually like a dynamic sign. For the second time it's piano. So and then we have like a B7 section again, like this is. And there is a forte written by Bach. And it also has the A, the seventh, from the B7 chord. So and then it has the same figure like we had before. Dee-da-dum, bum, dee-da-dum, bum. Only now it's really the seventh chord, the complete B7th chord. And then there are like, I think of them as slides. Yeah, so like. So we have, then we have a similar shape starting from A sharp, so that's actually A diminished, half diminished chord. And then we have something from G sharp. So that's a G sharp minor with a seventh also. And then we go to F sharp, but there the shape changes. So we have this dee da dee da dee da dee da dum bum, dee da dee da dee da dum bum, dee da dee da dee da dum bum, dee da dee da dee da dum. We have that twice, and I think each time it has like this internal shape going to the bottom and then going lightly up, but it's always a little bit less. So first we have this in B, and then it's half a tone lower. Eventually it lands on, rather than B, it lands on A sharp, right? And then less. So it has this internal shape, this kind of swing, but each of them is a little bit less. And then the next one, we ended with the bottom note of, and the key, perhaps the key note of G sharp, and now it goes to F. then it goes to F, and then immediately it goes to E. So it doesn't have this like swing period where the new kind of center, tonal center is established. It just goes directly from one to the other. So it lands on F sharp, and then E. It's back to E. And then there's a period where it stays in E. So this I think is B again, with the leading tone of A sharp. And then it rests on the diadam-tam figure again. This time it isn't kind of a triad or something, it's more like resting with the lower neighbor, E, D sharp, E. So that is how this section basically develops further. It's not at the end already, but so we are rather like soft at this point. Then we can like follow the shape of the music, do a crescendo, and then arrive at this more tense B half measure. We kind of arrive there with a louder dynamic, and then immediately we have this long slur that tapers towards the end. So and then here it lands on this E. And then we have surprise. So this is A sharp C E, so that's an A sharp diminished chord, but the half measure before that, which is kind of like the preparation, or it's already in this new key, but it's not fully revealed because we don't have the A sharp yet. So that is then again a half diminished chord, this G. G sharp is the high. Yeah, it's the seventh of the half diminished chord. So this has kind of some tension. So I think it starts strong because it's such a surprise, and also this sonorous on the G string, right? And then the next one is F sharp. Oh, yeah, intonation. But anyway, so this is just F sharp, and then we have the E, this is E. So here we have a seventh chord, F sharp seventh in reality. And then we have this long slur. I like to play this in an up bow, so I do like we can lean a little bit on the seventh note, the E, and then decrescendo into something more like relaxed. We arrive at B at the fifth degree of E major, but compared to these A sharp diminished things and then F sharp sevenths, it sounds kind of relaxed, right? So okay, so that's the first part. I want to kind of submit this first before going on, just to check if that is on the right track or if that is completely like off the deep end. I don't know. It makes sense to me, but it's always difficult with these, like, there is just a single line, so no chords. So how does one really decide what harmonies there are? I tried this singing along with a little bit of difficulty, but with that also it made sense to me. Okay, so anyway, looking forward to feedback. Bye for now.